Level 1. You open the door and your best friend thrusts a bloody knife into your hands like it was always meant to be yours. He says, "If you tell the police, your family dies." Then sirens cut the night into pieces. You smell copper and the whiskey on his breath. Your phone buzzes with an anonymous photo of your daughter at school. Detective lights flood the yard. Neighbors point. Your hands tremble. The knife is warm. You remember arguing with the victim 2 nights earlier. You remember smiling at your friend at the bar, but you do not remember killing anyone. They cuff your friend anyway and sling lies into the open air. He looks at you with a pleading that is almost tender. You can hand the knife back. You can tell the truth. You can also let the sirens take him. Which will you choose? The first detective says something only you hear. We can make either story fit. Then the door slams. Level 2. Interrogation lights are harsh. Your pulse sounds like someone else banging on metal. They seat you across from a detective named Harlan who smiles like a judge. He already has your friend on the roofline of suspicion. You are a witness, an alibi, a suspect if you say the wrong word. Harlan slides a photo onto the table. The victim, mouth agape, a smear on the collar you once fixed for them. He asks about motive. You fumble. Your friend keeps his mouth shut until the lawyer arrives, then whispers, "If you take the fall, they go after everyone you love." A file gets passed between shadow fingers. CCTV footage, 3 angles, but the third is corrupted. Your phone vibrates again. An anonymous message. Watch the timestamp. You check it. Coach of a little league pointing at the camera at 23:42. You tell Harlan what the message said. He looks at you like you told him the clock is wrong. Someone removed the footage. Who removed it? And why is your name crooked on the file? Level 3. Your lawyer, a shark with tired eyes, warns you about a plea deal. You can say you were there and avoid a trial, or you can stay silent and risk everything. Family secrets flutter out in whispers. Your mother wired cash years ago to a P.O. box. Your estranged brother called the victim 2 days before the murder. Everyone has gossip, and gossip is evidence in the wrong hands. You replay the last night in your head. In the corner of the bar, you noticed a man with a camera phone, thumbs moving too fast. You thought nothing of it. A neighbor's CCTV shows a shadowy figure on the porch at 23:41, just outside the missing frame. The timestamp jumps. Static eats 2 minutes. Your phone pings again, this time a short video. The back of your head walking away from the house 2 hours earlier. You don't remember leaving. You start to doubt your own memory. Who recorded you? Who sent the video? And why do you feel like you already know the answers? Level 4. Discovery day in court, and the prosecutor brings a file labeled for you. Inside, bank transfers, a printed out angry email you never sent, a receipt for a motel room you never checked into. Someone has been building a life for you in paper. You demand CCTV from a corner store 2 blocks away. The clerk shakes and hands you grainy images. You buying coffee at 22:07. You remember the coffee, you don't remember the rest. A local journalist tips you. The victim had been blackmailing someone important. The gloves were off. Your friend calls from jail and says the victim changed their will that week. Everyone had a motive. At night, anonymous letters are slid under your apartment door. They list small private things only someone close would know. A scar on your left knee. The lullaby your mother hummed. You are being cataloged. Who is making this dossier? And what do they want from you? Level 5. The courtroom hums like an engine. Your friend sits silent, mouth shut like a coin slot swallowing a secret. The prosecutor plays one of the recovered CCTV clips. A parking lot, a car seen leaving the scene at 23:50. The license plate is blurred, but the model is clear. Your sister's old sedan. Your sister never drove that car. She swore she was out of town. You call her. She answers with a voice you don't recognize and says, "Don't get involved." The judge orders an evidence search in her house. They find nothing except a receipt from a nearby gas station and a receipt for a florist purchased at 23:30. Why would a florist be purchased that night? In a private meeting, your friend slides an envelope across the table. Inside, a USB, an old photograph of you, the victim, and someone else. Your father, smiling at a cookout. You thought your father died years ago. He is in the photo. Alive, the same tattoo on his forearm as the scratch you saw on the victim. You had been told a different story of your family's past. Who lied to you about your father? And why do you keep finding him in the margins? Level 6. Harlan brings in a tech to recover the corrupted footage. The guy with paint on his hands smokes like a machine and mutters about overwritten frames. He digs and finds a ghost. A 17-second clip hidden behind an update. Someone used a scrub to erase seconds, not minutes. In those seconds, a hooded figure crosses the porch. You freeze when you see the gate. It's not your friend. It's not you. The walk belongs to someone you trusted. Your sister's alibi cracks. She admits she lied about the town to protect someone. Anonymous texts keep arriving. They say, "Keep your mouth shut," and they'll open the box we buried for your family. Lawyers shift like predators. Someone plants a rumor that the victim was laundering money for a police officer. You find a smudged business card in the victim's wallet, a detective's badge number you don't recognize. You call it and hear breathing before the line clicks dead. Who among the people sworn to protect you is breathing in the dark? And what is buried in that box? Level 7. In a forgotten file drawer, you find a readout, bank transfers from a shell company to a P.O. box in your name. The bank clerk swears the signature matches yours. Your head starts to fog. You were meticulous with your accounts. You didn't sign these. At the morgue, the coroner's report lists an unusual toxin, something hard to trace. It suggests calculated planning, not a crime of passion. Harlan reveals a confession letter mailed anonymously to the prosecutor, claiming the killer wanted to rid the town of a man who had done worse. The handwriting is not the friend's, not the sister's, not yours. Your mother calls, voice brittle. There are things you must never know. You press her, and she says only. If you save him, you will lose yourself. You find an old VHS in your father's things labeled with love. In it, your father teaching you to carve initials into wood and whisper a name. The name is not yours. The pieces are jagged and fit like a puzzle someone put together while you slept. Who completed this puzzle for you? And what name did your father teach you to carve? Level 8. The trial becomes theater. Your friend looks hollow, trembling when the camera cuts to him. The public wants a villain. The prosecutor is eager to deliver one. A live feed of a witness statement plays. A neighbor swears they saw the friend arguing, but when the defense plays the same footage, there's a cut. 12 seconds missing. The missing 12 fit like a seam in a dress. You feel a pull at your memory, and the faces you loved rearrange themselves. Your sister breaks down on the stand and confesses to moving the third camera to help someone escape scorn. She says the camera caught the wrong side of the story. A defense attorney whispers to you that the truth is a coin flip. Either you or your friend goes to prison unless someone confesses. Outside the courthouse, a man hands you a folded note. Confess, and he goes free. The handwriting is your own. You look up. The camera on the courthouse records everything. Did you write that note? Did you fold it for yourself? Or did someone write you into a corner? Level 9. The prosecution offers a deal on live television. Your friend will plead guilty if you sign a sworn statement taking responsibility for not stopping him. The courtroom waits like a beast. Your mind runs through a montage. Your mother's laugh, your child's face, the victim's last words echoing in your ears. You refuse, thinking there must be another way. Then a whistleblower, an internal affairs detective with shaky hands, slides new footage across the desk. This clip shows a man with a different build and a tattoo on the wrist, matching the tattoo in the photo with your father, stepping off the porch with a package. You freeze at the angle of his arm. You realize the gait pattern is your father's, the way he limps when tired. When they trace the tattoo, the trail points to someone alive who changed their name 5 years ago. You stand to confront your family in a courtroom that is suddenly no longer just about law, but about the lies you were raised on. The bailiff calls a recess. Everyone stares at you. If your father is alive and implicated, who do you protect? Yourself, your friend, your family, and to what cost? Level 10. You demand the truth. You drag your mother into the same room where the jury watched your friend. Under the lights, the woman who taught you to tie your shoes is a stranger with perfect excuses. She cracks. A confession spills. Years of protection, a name changed, money funneled through shell companies to bury a past your father swore he'd cleaned. They had been laundering secrets under the guise of family security. Then the room goes colder. The coroner's toxin, the erased CCTV, the anonymous photos, they were all part of a plan to redirect blame away from someone who could destroy the family name. Your friend falls to his knees and screams that he was protecting you. Lawyers shout. Harlan flips through evidence and produces a sealed statement, a signed confession from someone willing to trade freedom for silence. You open the envelope. Inside is the confession you always feared. The handwriting is unmistakable. It is yours. You did not remember writing it. You read the words, "I did it to stop him. I cannot let them destroy everything. I will take the fall." You look at your hands. Did you write those words to save the family you were told you belonged to, or to save yourself from something worse you buried? Unexpected ending. They take your friend away in cuffs. The cameras call it justice. The town breathes as if relieved. You watch his face, and the pleading there is not for innocence. It is a question directed at you. You are arrested 6 months later, not because new evidence surfaced, but because your confession, your own handwriting from the envelope, reappeared typed into an evidence transcript with timestamps you cannot explain. In the cell, you replay a memory that feels like a dream, a fight, a glass breaking, someone calling your name in a voice like rain. Your hands are covered in blood when you wake. You have no memory of going outside, but the video, slow, warped, shows you walking away. At the trial, the prosecution paints a picture of a protector turned killer. Your mother testifies that she lied to shield someone else. Your sister cries that she moved cameras to hide a different crime. The final blow comes when the whistleblower detective recants his own evidence, then says nothing more. It seems like the world wants a net to hold one of you, and it chose you. Final twist. On the day you are led past the courthouse steps, the director of internal affairs, calm, composed, pulls you aside. He slides a new USB into your hand, eyes flat. You plug it into the laptop provided by your lawyer. The footage plays. Raw, grainy, the porch again. There, in the missing 12 seconds, a hand reaches out and places the bloody knife into your hands. You watch yourself receive it, then walk toward the street. You gasp because you see yourself without recalling it, but then the camera angle shifts just for a second and shows the wrist, tattooed familiar, the same pattern you saw in your father's photo. The camera pans back and you see Harlan, the detective who said he could make either story fit, adjusting a jacket sleeve to cover the same tattoo. You were never the only one moving the pieces. You stand in the hall with the USB hot in your palm as the truth flips like a coin in midair. If Harlan framed you to bury his own debts, to protect someone above him, then who is the real puppet master? Your father, your mother, Harlan, or someone with power that wore everyone like a mask? You hand the USB to your lawyer and he looks at you with new calculation. We can use this. We can flip the world. You could save your friend. You could save your family. You could walk free. Or you could watch the system swallow another person to keep its teeth clean. You realize you have been choosing for months without knowing the weight of your choices. The choice now is deliberate. On the stand, with cameras hungry, you make a statement that protects the person who cannot protect themselves. You confess to obstructing justice by withholding evidence, but you also expose Harlan. The courtroom erupts. Harlan is arrested. Evidence blooms like an infection, payments, threats, a network. Your friend is released in chaos, his gratitude a jagged thing. You walk out thinking you saved him. You think you saved yourself. Then your phone buzzes in your pocket. An anonymous message appears with a single photo. Your father, alive, standing in a motel doorway the night of the murder, smiling into a camera. Below it, a line in handwriting you recognize as your own. Remember the lullaby. You hit play on your mind and a melody returns. Soft, wrong. You hum it and the memory snaps. You had been the one to teach it to your father when he fell apart. You press your thumb to the message and the last thing you see is the name of the sender. You realize the person who taught you to carve that name into wood, the person who changed identities and moved cameras and wrote confessions, has been whispering instructions to you for years. The world thinks they saw justice. You know differently. As the sun sets, you walk to a bench by the river and sit with the weight of every choice you made and every lie you kept. You look down at your hands one last time. There is a small scar on your left palm you never remembered getting. You press at it and find a faint smell of metal. You smile because the truth finally lines up. You are both the victim and the architect. You stand, leaving the river, the city, the people who thought they knew you. And as you walk away, you hear your own voice, calm now, decisive, say the name you were taught to carve. You walk toward the dark, with a secret made whole. The last line in the message blinks up, unassuming and simple. Keep them safe. You smile and realize you always intended to.